आज जब भी मार्केट में आप कोई भी मेडिसिन खरीदते हैं तो उसके संग आपको एक लीफलेट मिलता है जिसके अंदर ड्रग्स के बारे में डिटेल्स दी होती हैं, उसके साइड इफ़ेक्ट्स, उसके इंग्रेडिएंट्स, उसकी वार्निंग साइंस। लेकिन एक टाइम था जब दवाइयाँ बिना टेस्टिंग के मार्केट्स में आती थी और उसका रिजल्ट हंड्रेड्स ऑफ डेथ्स, थाउजेंड्स ऑफ डिफॉर्म्ड बेबीज। आज हम समझेंगे कि कैसे दो मेजर ट्रेजेडीज ने पहले अमेरिका में और फिर यूरोप में फार्माकोविजिलेंस यानी ड्रग सेफ्टी मॉनिटरिंग की फाउंडेशन रखी, और साथ में ये भी देखेंगे कि ये साइंस आज के टाइम में कितनी इम्पोर्टेंट है। हेलो, आई एम डॉक्टर उदिता और आज की वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे एक ऐसी फील्ड की जो प्योर ट्रायल एंड एरर से नहीं बनी बल्कि एक्चुअल ह्यूमन ट्रेजेडी से बनी है, प्योर रेफरेंसेस के साथ, फुल्ली रिसर्च बैक्ड। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। द बर्थ ऑफ फार्माकोविजिलेंस, थैलिडोमाइड, सल्फानिलामाइड एंड द हिस्ट्री दैट सेव्ड मिलियंस। ये स्टोरी है फार्माकोविजिलेंस की। ये एक ऐसी साइंस है जो इंश्योर करती है कोई भी नई दवा जब आपके हाथों में आए तो वो टेस्टेड हो, सेफ हो, मॉनिटर्ड हो बिफोर द मार्केट, ड्यूरिंग द ट्रायल एंड मोस्ट importantly after the market launch. The birth of pharmacovigilance, history, science and why it matters today. तो पहले ये समझते हैं कि ड्रग रेगुलेशन से पहले सीन कैसा होता था। बिफोर द FDA gained real power, US government had only the 1906 Pure Food and Drug Act and the 1914 Harrison Act banning sale of certain narcotics. There was no real federal control over drug safety. मतलब कोई भी कंपनी कोई भी फॉर्मुलेशन बना सकती थी और मार्केट में डाल सकती थी बिना किसी सेफ्टी और टॉक्सिसिटी के टेस्टिंग किए बगैर। और ये प्रैक्टिस तब तक कंटिन्यू रही जब तक एक बहुत बड़ी ट्रेजेडी मार्केट में नहीं हुई। द फर्स्ट ग्रेट ड्रग डिजास्टर, एलिक्सर सल्फानिलामाइड 1937। सल्फानिलामाइड एक एंटीबैक्टीरियल ड्रग थी जो मार्केट में ऑलरेडी टैबलेट और पाउडर के फॉर्म में स्ट्रेप्टोकोकल इन्फेक्शन के लिए सेफली यूज हो रही थी। ड्यूरिंग सितंबर टू अक्टूबर इन 1937, the S.E. Massengill company decided to also sell sulfanilamide in a liquid elixir form. The fatal mistake. A salesman reported a demand of liquid form of sulfanilamide from the southern states. The company's chief chemist, Harold Cole Watkins, experimented and found sulfanilamide would dissolve in diethylene glycol. यहाँ यही प्रॉब्लम थी। No animal toxicity testing was done before marketing the drug because such testing was not legally required at that time. Diethylene glycol is poisonous to humans and other mammals, but Watkins was unaware of this. Even though the diethylene glycol related fatality had already been occurred in 1930s, the disaster. The company tested the elixir, but only for its flavor, appearance and fragrance. They found it satisfactory and immediately shipped 633 containers of it all over the country. The elixir was released without safety testing and leading to at least hundreds of deaths across the 15 states. The human cost. According to Deborah Blum, author of The Poison Squad, there are heartbreaking letters from doctors who had prescribed the elixir and then watched children die from it. The aftermath. Birth of modern drug law. This tragedy led to the passage of the Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act in United States in 1938 and the Drug and Cosmetic Act in India in 1940s. In 1938 Act mandated that companies must prove drug safety before marketing, under which controls were exercised over manufacture, sale and distribution of drugs. Why all this matters for pharmacovigilance? इस ट्रेजेडी ने ये तो बता दिया कि प्री मार्केट टेस्टिंग कितनी ज़रूरी है, लेकिन ये बिफोर मार्केट सेफ्टी थी। असली फार्माकोविजिलेंस यानी आफ्टर द ड्रग इज ऑलरेडी इन द मार्केट, उसकी सेफ्टी अभी तक दूर दूर तक नहीं थी, उसका जिक्र दूर दूर तक नहीं था, और उसका जिक्र हुआ अगली और उससे भी बड़ी ट्रेजेडी के साथ, द थैलिडोमाइड ट्रेजेडी, द इवेंट that actually birthed pharmacovigilance. Thalidomide was developed and marketed in 1950s by German pharmaceutical company Chemie Grünenthal as a sedative with immunomodulatory properties, initially used for anxiety and insomnia. It entered the German market in 1957 as an over-the-counter remedy based entirely on the manufacturer's own safety claims. और बहुत ही जल्द ये ड्रग प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन को भी दिया जाने लगा, स्पेशली फॉर मॉर्निंग सिकनेस, insomnia, and anxiety. It was marketed as a breakthrough medicine, considered completely safe. What actually happened biologically? Its mechanism turned out to be devastating. This drug interfered with the fetal development and caused severe birth defects, including phocomelia, a condition where limbs are shortened or absent. America's near miss Dr. Kelsey story. यहाँ एक important twist है. In the USA, the thalidomide tragedy was largely avoided because of Dr. Kelsey, a pharmacologist, a Canadian doctor working as a pharmacist for FDA, had strong doubts about thalidomide's safety in pregnancy. So the FDA withheld its approval specifically because of lack of evidence on safety in pregnancy. इसका मतलब एक सिंगल रेगुलेटरी की विजिलेंस ने अमेरिका को इस ट्रेजेडी से बचा लिया. The first reported cases. In 1959, the first cases of congenital deformities involving not just limbs but also internal organs began being reported. The case report that started it all. Pharmacovigilance was officially marked in December 1961 when Dr. William McBride, an Australian obstetrician, published a letter case report in the Lancet suspecting a causal link between phocomelia and thalidomide use during pregnancy. Around the same time, Dr. Widukind Lenz in Germany also suggested a correlation between malformations and thalidomide, publishing his suspicions in the German journal Welt am Sonntag. Initial denial, then withdrawal. Manufacturers initially denied any causal correlation or association, but the evidences became overwhelming, and then the drug was withdrawn. In Germany and the United Kingdom in December 1961 and in Canada in March 1962. The scale of the tragedy. This was not in time to prevent an estimated 10,000 cases of affected children worldwide, including more than 100 in Canada alone. Some estimates from other sources put the global figure between 6,000 and 12,000 affected newborns. Scientific confirmation later. In 1973, a retrospective study formally confirmed the correlation between congenital malformations and thalidomide ingestion during pregnancy. Why this is the pharmacovigilance movement? This event marked the beginning of pharmacovigilance. For the first time in the history, a single doctor's spontaneous case report led to a global withdrawal of a drug. The tragedy exposed major problems: the unreliability of the animal testing, problematic behavior of the industry, and the critical importance of monitoring of the drug after it reached the market. As a result, spontaneous adverse drug reaction reporting transformed into a systematic, organized, and regulated process. Global response. How pharmacovigilance became a formal science. WHO steps in. In 1968, WHO established the Program for International Drug Monitoring, WHO PIDM, placing drug and safety as an integral component of global healthcare. In 1978, WHO partnered with the government of Sweden to establish the Uppsala Monitoring Center, a self-funded non-profit organization that engages stakeholders across the global pharmacovigilance community. The term pharmacovigilance was actually coined in mid-1970s by French pharmacologists and toxicologists for assessment of risk of side effects associated with the drug treatment. Modern scale. Today, WHO's Vigibase holds over 40 million safety reports from more than 180 member countries, covering nearly 99% of world's population. More than 130 countries now contribute data to Vigibase, the world's largest global drug safety database. Later, regulatory milestones. In 1995, the European Medicine Agency EMA was established, with drug safety monitoring as one of its core functions. In early 2000s, the FDA and EMA introduced the Risk Management Plan (RMP), a document outlining measures pharmaceutical companies take to ensure safe use of their products. India's system. India launched its National Pharmacovigilance System PVPI Pharmacovigilance Program of India in 2010 under the Central Drugs Standard Control Organization (CDSCO). PVPI was revived with a fresh mandate in 2010 and has now collected over 1 lakh individual case safety reports (ICSRs). PVPI का real world impact. Its regulatory interventions like label changes for carbamazepine due to its association with Stevens-Johnson syndrome demonstrate its direct impact on patient safety. PVPI has also been recognized as a WHO collaborating center. Why pharmacovigilance matters today? Roles and importance. अब समझते हैं आज के टाइम में फार्माकोविजिलेंस क्या करता है। ये सिर्फ हिस्ट्री की बात नहीं है, ये डिपार्टमेंट रोज एक्टिव है। नंबर 1, डिटेक्टिंग सेफ्टी सिग्नल्स अर्ली. Signal detection means finding unexpected patterns in adverse event data that suggest new risk, turning raw reports into early warnings so regulators and companies can react quickly throughout clinical trials and beyond. Pharmacovigilance helps detect early safety signals in phase 1 to phase 3 clinical trials before mass production, and it ensures regulatory compliance with bodies like FDA, EMA, and MHRA. It minimizes patient risk by monitoring serious adverse events, ensures drugs remain effective for long-term use beyond conventional drugs. The scope of pharmacovigilance has expanded. It's no longer just about detecting the unknown or unexpected adverse drug events, but also detecting the new signal across herbals, traditional medicines, and other health products. It also promotes the rational use of drugs in mass treatment programs. COVID-19, a real-world stress test. The COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the relevance of pharmacovigilance when vaccine and antiviral drug safety had to be assessed on a war footing. The AI or technology future. AI and big data are revolutionizing pharmacovigilance. AI-powered algorithms scan electronic health records, social media, and medical literature to identify emerging safety concerns before they escalate. Machine learning models predict potential adverse reaction from real-world data, and AI chatbot simplify ADR reporting for both patients and healthcare providers. Conclusion and takeaway. तो देखा आपने, फार्माकोविजिलेंस किसी कमिटी मीटिंग में नहीं बनाया गया था, ये बनाया गया था hundreds of deaths के बाद एंड thousands ऑफ डिफॉर्म्ड बेबीज के बाद। दोनों केसेस में एक कॉमन फैक्टर था, दोनों के ही पास कोई ऐसा सिस्टम नहीं था जो ये बता सके कि कोई एक ड्रग मार्केट आने के बाद भी ट्रेजेडी क्रिएट कर सकती है। आज हम मेडिसिन के लीफलेट पढ़ते हैं, डॉक्टर ADRs रिपोर्ट करते हैं, WHO की विजीबेस में मिलियंस ऑफ केसेस रिपोर्ट होते हैं। ये सब उन दोनों ट्रेजेडीज का रिजल्ट है। फार्माकोविजिलेंस का कोर मैसेज सिंपल है, अप्रूवल का मतलब मेडिसिन सेफ होने की गारंटी नहीं है। मार्केट में आने के बाद भी उसको कंटिन्यू मॉनिटर करना ज़रूरी है। अगर ये वीडियो आपके लिए वैल्यूएबल था तो लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब करें, और नेक्स्ट वीडियो में हम PVPI के वर्किंग मैकेनिज्म को डिटेल में स्टडी करेंगे, कैसे एक ADR रिपोर्ट फाइल होती है और उसके बाद क्या होता है। तब तक के लिए टेक केयर।